Hi, and welcome back. In our previous video, we learned about how you can use Kanban to drive personal, individual productivity. In this video, we will look at how you can apply Kanban to drive team productivity. So you know already how Kanban works. You basically visualize your workflow: to do, in progress, and done. You limit work in progress, and ultimately, you optimize flow through the system. So if you have a team of, let's say, 6 team members, and you want to ensure that each of those team members is being as productive as possible, this usually goes hand in hand with focusing on as few things as possible, ideally one. So maybe you ask your team to implement a work in progress limit of 6, which in average would mean every single team member is working on one item and they don't start on working on anything else before they finish their part on this specific item. This also has the benefit that your team members start collaborating. Because if a single item takes more than one person to finish, but one of the people has already done their work, they cannot go and select a new item if the work in progress limit is set as 6. And there are still 6 items as work in progress. So now they have to go out to their colleagues and ask them, how can I help you to move one of these items to done before I select another item into our work in progress? You can also apply the work in progress limits to drive further collaboration, to drive, for example, pair programming or pairing if you're not working in a software context. Let's say again, you have a team consisting of 6 team members. If you reduce the work in progress limit, the VIP limit, to 3, your team actually has to do pairing, because otherwise they can't actually do their work. So work in progress limits are also a lever you can pull to drive certain behavior. Be it collaboration in general, where people start supporting each other to move items to done before they select something new, or actually intense pairing on specific items to drive knowledge transfer from one team member to another. Last but not least, you can use your Scrum retrospectives as a team to drive the flow of items through your systems. There are multiple things you can do. For example, reduce the VIP limit to as low of a number as possible, because the lower the VIP limit, the more people will focus on those items, the faster those items will move to done. Another thing you can do is to make your items as small as possible, because the smaller each item is, the faster they move through work in progress, and the more flexibility, the more agility you have by working on the highest priority item, especially when your priorities change, and delivering those items faster to your customers. And last but not least, think about what kind of adaptations, what kind of additional features can you implement in your Kanban board. Be it the fast lane for specific things that your stakeholders are asking about, or emergency items that you have to deliver, or a parking lot where you highlight the dependencies that you have towards other teams and why you can't move a certain item to done. Just do me a favor. Whenever you create an emergency lane or a parking lot, always examine every single item, why they ended up in those specific areas, and figure out ways to reduce the number of parked items going forward. I hope this brief video gave you a good understanding of how a Scrum team or any other team can apply the principles of Kanban to drive team collaboration, the transfer of knowledge, and faster delivery of customer value. See you in our next video.